back to the watch list. I'm Nicole Petalides. We want to examine the AI trade. Greg Duke, Senior Vice President at Aquinas Wealth Advisors, is with me. And I was just looking to see the NASDAQ, how month to date we're down about 4%. But as Google is hitting new highs, it's bringing up the NASDAQ, which has been up over 2%. People are coming out with new price targets for many of the Mag 7 names. What do you say about what's going on here? How are you feeling?
Hi, Nicole. Great to see you. Thanks for this. This is great. We're very excited, especially after Nvidia's post earnings. You know, their record quarter, revenue up 60% year over year, data center domination. Those are the things that we're really watching for and really trying to analyze as we move into the next stage of this AI revolution. Basically, what Nvidia said was that the AI revolution is still accelerating. So as the brain grows, so does the power grid and the infrastructure have to grow in accordance with it. The strong margins that with the premium pricing power, raised forward guidance. This is what we're looking for out of the Googles and the Nvidias and the Apples and all of these different AI trades that are in the middle of this donut economy that's driving the tech center forward. You know, watching, can they maintain the margins as the competition increases? That was one of the things that Lucas just mentioned, was Broadcom, watching them very closely and seeing how they continue to expand. Will they continue to expand their budgets into 25, at the end of 25 and 26? That's what we're watching for right now, Nicole.
So it's my understanding if they don't keep spending, they have to keep spending. There's no choice but to keep spending. So, I don't know what the return on investment is or how quickly you see it, help the bottom line or monetization, but that they have to do the CapEx spend. So how do we balance that, or how do we pick winners in the group?
Yeah, great question. Basically, this earnings call basically confirmed that the AI spend is real and that it's not slowing. So when you talk about how do you pick the winners in the group, you want to look and see, are these stocks still expensive? We can expect volatility on any slowdown signal. You might remember Google in the middle of last year basically had a revenue miss on YouTube, which started that downward corrective activity in the middle of 2024. We saw something similar as Lucas mentioned earlier, some of these different ways of feeding in and pricing these stocks correctly. Basically, AI to the data centers to power to infrastructure. Those are the things that we are following along this path. Even though Nvidia remains the bellwether of the AI revolution, we're watching to make sure that the spend continues and we're not seeing any slowdown signals from any of these big tech guys.
So let's talk about the names. Nvidia,
Sure.
Your thoughts?
Sure, and Nvidia continues, as I mentioned, the numbers are there. It was probably one of the greatest earning calls that you could ever have. As you recall, an A call last quarter basically was an A- because of the data center miss. The data center dominated this quarter and is now the core engine of growth as we see moving forward. When we look at what to take away from these types of things, are the hyperscaler and budgets there still expanding? That's what we need to be seeing out of Nvidia. But as the market goes, as tech sector goes, Nvidia will continue to be the driver there. That's for sure.
And do you like the other names, the competitors? Because we're going to get to Nextera and Caterpillar, but
Absolutely.
The other players sort of opposite or maybe in collaboration with Nvidia, are there winners there?
You have to remember the last time you and I spoke, we talked about Google, and we're all in on Google as well. Google continues to be, when you have 2/3 of every set of eyes in the world on one of your search, on your YouTube, on one of your divisions every single day, that's something that is not only useful in their ad rev, but also in their analysis. Sometimes you just have to read the room. And Google's going to be there no matter what device you're using, whether it's a desktop, whether it's an iPhone, it doesn't matter. People are still using Google for what they are known for and what they continue to spend on. Gemini continues to be a very big player inside of this market. And if we start to see some of the tech developments out of Apple, that's going to continue to drive drive our outlook on them forward into 26 and 27. But Google for sure is right up there with us in the tech sector that we're watching very, very closely and continue to be very excited about.
And we're going to spread it out a little bit. I mean, you talk about AI energy. That would be Nextera Energy. How much room to the upside does a name like this have? I'm seeing price targets that are 40 and 60% higher on different stocks today. I mean, are you going to go conservative and tell me 10%, or are you going to tell me 40%?
I'm going to give you 20. I said we see target right here at around 105 on Nextera. And, we're trading today 83-ish. We see target right around 105. And yet when you talk about where this is going, you need to be able to have someone has to feed the grid. They have to build the lines. You have to deliver the power. That's where we think, Nextera fits in. The electrification of this build, the AI compute, all the cloud expansion needs reliable and increasingly dependable power. And we think that they are very well positioned for this wave. That's for sure.
Yeah, and quickly on Caterpillar, how is this an AI play, and how would you describe it as the AI play?
It's not the sexy play, that's for sure, Nicole. But when you talk about someone being there to build the factories, the data center, the infrastructure, the plants, that's where Caterpillar comes into play. From factories to all of the installations, Caterpillar's equipment is what is needed for the physical build out of the digital economy. That's why we're very excited about them. 550 to 650, where we see their target. That's for sure.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Greg Dukes, Senior Vice President, Aquinas Wealth Advisors. Thank you, Greg.